Happy Sunday, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to give y'all a little message. This one hit a little close to home. We're going to talk about love thy neighbor as thyself. In Matthew, I'll put the verse up on the screen for this video so you'll know what I'm talking about. They asked Jesus what is the great commandment in the law, and he told them to love thy God with all thy heart, soul, and mind. And that was the first. And then he said the second was to love thy neighbor as thyself. Yep, love thy neighbor as thyself. And I failed. I failed. And it was brought to me and showed to me after a season of trials. It was clarified what I had done and how I had messed up. So here's the story. I bought a piece of property, and on that piece of property, it's right across the road from where I'm currently living. There was some people that were renting a house on that property. Well, you know, they were there for a couple years, and I never went over there. I never asked them to church. And when it come time for me to buy the houses, I didn't even go over and talk to them. I just told the lady that had the property that I wanted it vacated for whenever we bought it. Look, I was so busy and with the business and personal life and everything that it never really occurred to me. To be perfectly honest, it didn't occur to me. I just wanted the property, and I thought it was a legit deal to get them out and have it vacated. And you know, in a secular way, yeah, that's the way to do things, you know. But as a Christian, I failed. I never went over there and visited with them. And they were my neighbors. I could see their house from my front porch. And I never went and talked to them about what hardships it was going to cause them to get out or anything. Because, you know, truthfully, I could have gave them a little longer. I could have helped them stay in there a little longer to find a better place. I don't know what their place is like now. Like I say, I never talked to them. And, well, yes, that's what happened. I got the lady to evict them and get them out of there, and we got the places. And to be perfectly honest with you, business has not been the same since, ladies and gentlemen. It has not. Things have, every time we make a turn, there's been a obstacle in the way. Every time we think we're going to get ahead, no matter what we do, there's an obstacle every time something happens. And that's because I didn't even realize where I had failed. And some, you know, there's going to be people that think I'm crazy, think that can't be the reason. But hey, look, God could have done much worse to us. He's kept us afloat. He's kept us safe and everything. I mean, but we've been through some sicknesses, but with us, you know, we get pneumonia and bronchitis, seems like yearly. But for the most part, nothing we have done at the business has been successful since we did this back in November. And I'm making this as a cautionary tale. Love thy neighbor as thyself. Think about that a little bit. I don't know the hardships that I could have caused on them. I don't know how good of friends they could have been. They could have been horrible people, but I wouldn't know now because they're gone. I mean, it's done, it's over, and I failed. I had an opportunity, and I missed it. So I'm telling y'all this as a cautionary tale because I don't want y'all to get caught up into things and fall like I fell. And to mess up when you're busy and you're doing stuff. And don't forget to check on your neighbors, you know. And I would take it a little bit further and say if there's elderly people in the neighborhood or widows or whatever, it's all mentioned in the Bible, you need to reach out to them and see if you can help them. Sometimes it's just sitting down and chatting. Sometimes it's, you know, they may need a little help. They may need some money. They may need some help moving stuff around the house, whatever. But to keep yourself in the clear, you might want to check on them. Love thy neighbor as thyself. But don't forget to love God with all your heart, soul, and mind. I mean, we're coming into hard times, and our leadership seems to be wanting to make it worse every step of the way. I mean, it took $96 to fill up my SUV yesterday. And some of the food places are going up. There's a lot of things happening. And we're going to need the Lord to help us make it through it. But please don't forget to love thy neighbor. Reach out to your neighbor, even if you don't particularly want to or have time. Find time, because I do now have a regret. I wish I would have, and I didn't. God bless. I'll catch y'all on the next ride.